If you haven't got your boy right with God, you need to get that right. Then you can get your relationship right with your wife or your husband. And until that's done, you cannot. And if you're thinking about divorce, you need to get that out of your mind. You need to drop it right now. Just drop it. No point in even thinking about that. We know what the Bible says. He hates divorce. And you say, well, God didn't give me the perfect mate. Yes, he did. That's the other point, the perfect mate. He did give you the perfect mate. He gave you the perfect fit, do the perfect part with the perfect mate. God did not bring someone into